Good day, YouTubers. Today I'm gonna finally get to waxing my truck. They recommend waxing every 6 months for the best protection of the paint, but I'm kind of too busy right now. At least I try to do it once every year or so. I had the truck for since 2016, so that's what, 3 years now, and this is my second time waxing, so a little bit more than once a year, I guess, or I guess a little less than once a year. Well, the first step is definitely to make sure that the truck is nice and clean. You don't want to have any dirt or mud or whatever on it. That's what I'm gonna be doing right now. Did some off-roading yesterday, so the truck is kind of dirty, as you can see. You don't want to apply wax on the dirty paint because the dirt will kind of scratch the paint up. So you definitely want to make sure it's nice and clean first, and dry too, before you start doing the wax job. So what I'm using to wash the truck is just the regular old bucket I got from Lowe's. Filled it up with Meguiar's car wash. You definitely want to use the soap designed especially for the cars. You don't want to use plain dish soap because it destroys the paint. So definitely use don't try to be cheap. Try to get the right appropriate stuff for the paint. You don't want to damage it. So first you want to pre-rinse the truck. That's what I'm going to be doing right now. I kind of did already, but a little bit more. And I'm gonna apply soap on it, scrub, wash, dry, and then we'll go with the applying waxing. That's what I'm doing right now. Alright, so that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just applying a good coat of soap, make sure it's nice and clean. And I'm gonna rinse it out in a few seconds. I try not to take it to the car wash stations because well, for several reasons why they really don't do that good of a job cleaning, and second of all, they scratch your paint. So I try to do it at home as much as I can. And also, you don't want to try to choose a day when it's not too hot outside. That way you can, it's easier for you to apply and remove the wax. So I'm going to rinse the front end first before it dries out, and then do the other half of the truck. Okay, now that the truck is nice and clean, still a little wet, you want to dry it with a special rag. If you leave it like this to dry it on its own, it's going to leave some water spots, and it's just not going to look too pretty. It doesn't take long. You want to use this kind of a rag right here. Right now it's dry. You want to make sure it's nice and wet before you start drying with it. You don't want to use it when it's still very dry because it can scratch the paint. When it's dry, it's also kind of hardens a little bit. So you want to soften it with the applying copious amounts of water. Nice and wet right now, and very soft. That's good because you don't want to scratch the paint. Okay. Now you want to get as much water out as possible. Alright. And start drying your car just like that. That's what I'm going to be doing right now for the next couple of minutes. Alright, the truck looks nice and dry and ready for the wax to be applied. I haven't done the wheels and the running boards yet. I usually do it at the very last stage with a special rag. I don't want to use the rag that I use for paint for the wheels for different reasons. Well, the major reason is because I don't want the oils and crud from the wheels to get on the paint, so I use a special rug, kind of like this microfiber rug for the wheel, uh, especially for the wheels. I don't use it for the paint. Well, anyway, a couple more pointers. They say if you get the bird droppings on your paint, you want to get rid of it as soon as possible, because it can go through the paint and destroy the paint. So you probably want to keep your truck nice and clean. Want to wash it on a regular basis if you can. You want to protect the paint as much as you can. Also, when I wash the windows, I use the ammonia-free Windex. If you have tinted windows like I do here in the back, if you use a regular Windex cleaner with ammonia, it can destroy the film, tinted film. So you want to use ammonia-free stuff in there. Alright, so we're ready to roll and apply our wax like we were planning on doing. I didn't realize I don't have that much left. Hopefully that's gonna be enough. If not, I'm gonna run to the store and get some more. I think I have another box somewhere in the garage. So this is what you want to do. You want to apply it in a circular motions like this and kind of rub it in, and keep doing that. Keep doing that for the whole truck. If it gets a little bit on the lights, that's okay, don't worry about it. You will wipe it off later. Basically, you want to make sure you cover every little bit of the paint with the wax. You let it stay there for at least 30 minutes or so, and then you want to use a microfiber rag to kind of wipe everything off. Make sure you don't do it on a very sunny day, because it will bake into the paint and it'll be very, very difficult to remove it later. So you want to do it in the shade, or when the temperature is not that hot. That'll make your job a lot easier removing that wax. So usually what I do, I just apply the wax to the whole truck, and then when I'm ready to when I'm done applying the wax, then pretty much half an hour passed by and I can start taking it off right away as soon as I'm done applying it to the truck. So there you go. Now I'm gonna be busy applying this whole coating to the whole truck, and I'll show you how it looks like when I'm done with this. Alright, an hour later, this is how my wax job looks like. The sun is up, which is not good. It's gonna make it harder to clean out the wax. And don't forget, when you wax, don't forget about the roof as well. That's where most of the sun damage usually occurs. You want to protect that. So why do you want to wax your cars every so often? Well, imagine going to the beach or whatever, staying in the sun without a sunscreen. What's going to happen to your skin? Well, it's going to get burned. That's what happens to the paint. And once it gets burned, it's gonna not shine as much, and then it's gonna start peeling off. And paint job is expensive nowadays. So I mean, you invested a lot of money in your truck. You want to protect it as much as you can. So this took me about an hour or so. Now the hard part begins, where I use my Microflex towel, kind of like this, that I used for the wheels. I'm gonna use a brand new one and just start wiping the wax off. Okay, so I got the brand new bag of the microfiber towels. As you can see right there, they're great for the wax remover. It's probably a one-time job, so after you remove the wax with this towel, it's gone for good. You can designate it as your towel for wax remover for the future, but it's probably gone by now. Okay, now come closer, and that's what you're gonna have to do. The sun came out already, so it's kind of hard to remove that wax already. It's not too bad just yet, but the longer you wait, the harder it's gonna get. And that's what you do. You keep doing this for the whole car. You see the difference here and here? The paint is nice and smooth now. That's what you want to have. It's gonna be harder for stuff to stick to the paint. It's gonna protect your paint from sunburn, sun damage. Yep, and that's what you do. It's gonna take me another at least half an hour or so to clean up all that wax. Alright, I'm finally done taking the wax off. Took me at least twice as long as I thought because of the sun. Made it very difficult to get the paint out, the wax out right at the very end. But yeah, the shine is real good. I don't know if you can see it with all that sun glare. But yeah, it looks very nice. Like the day it came out of the factory. So yeah, it's definitely a pain in the neck to do it. That's why I only do it once a year. But yeah, it's definitely a must. You spend a lot of money on your truck, and you want to protect it. You want to make sure it looks as good as it can for as long as it can. And wax is definitely one way to do it. It looks real good. I don't know if you can see better with this little close-up. Well, it's all done now. On my next clip, I'm probably gonna take it out on the beach and drive it in the sand a little bit for my first time. We'll see how it goes. So if you're interested in watching that, stay tuned. The video should be coming out probably in the next couple of days, maybe a week. Take care.